feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more Bloomburrow spoilers. First up, we have one of the reimagined Planeswalkers. So these cards are only found in the Commander decks and the collector packs. They're specially reimagined versions of Planeswalkers. So we have Tameo Fields Researcher for a green, a white, and blue, and one for a 4 loyalty legendary Planeswalker Tameo. Choose up to 2 target creatures until your next turn. Whenever either of those creatures deals combat damage, you draw a card. -2 loyalty, tap 2 target non-land permanents. They don't untap their controller's next untap step. And -7 loyalty, draw 3 cards. You get an emblem with me. You may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. So, hoo-ha, she can be a fun thing. Next up, we have Jace the Mind Sculptor, which was a card that was kind of leaked early on. So for 2 blue and 2, you get 3 loyalty, legendary Planeswalker Jace. +2 loyalty, top card of target player's library. You may put that card at the bottom of that player's library. For 0 loyalty, you can draw 3 cards and put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. -1 loyalty, return target creature to its owner's hand. Or -12 loyalty, exile all cards from target player's library. Then that player shuffles their hand into their library. So, hoo-ha. Next up, we have a special guest in Sword of Fire and Ice. So, 3 mana for artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from red and blue. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, Sword of Fire and Ice deals 2 damage to any target, and you draw a card equipped for 2. So again, kind of a very thematic thing to go in your Otter deck. Except we have Flubs the Fool. So a green, a blue, and red for a 0/5 Frog Scout. You play Legendary Frog Scout. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. If you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card if you have no cards in hand. Otherwise, discard a card. Okay, he seems really kind of weird. What about not having cards in your hand? Next up, we have Thundertrap Trainer. So a blue and 1 for a 1/2 Otter Wizard with Offspring of 4. When this creature enters, look at the top card of 4 cards of your library. May reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them. Put it into your hand. The rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. I kind of see why the Offspring's a little more expensive because the inter battlefield effect is really powerful. You get to kind of loot a card off the top four of your library, and next up we have Pond Profit. Now this is part of a cycle of I think it's 10 cards that have the hybrid mana symbol. So it's 2 hybrid green blue for a 1/1 Frog Advisor. When it enters, draw a card. Next up, we have another one of the seasons. So this is Season of Loss for a 2 black and 3. You get a sorcerer that reads, choose 5 paw prints worth of modes. You may choose the same mode more than once. Pay for 1 paw print. Each player sacrifices a creature. Pay 2 paw prints, draw a card for each creature you control that died this turn. 3 paw prints. Each opponent loses X life, or X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So it works with a few different strategies here. You've got removal, you've got card draw, you've got opponent loses life for creatures in your graveyard. So you can there's a lot of ways you can use this card. Next up, we have Season of the Bold, which is 2 red and 3 for a sorcerer that reads, choose 5 paw prints worth of modes. You choose the same mode more than once. 1 paw print, create a tapped treasure token. 2 paw prints, exile the top 2 cards of your library till the end of your next turn. You may play them. 3 paw prints till the end of your next turn. Whenever you cast a spell, Season of the Bold deals 2 damage up to 1 target creature. So again, lots of different strategies. It's designed to work with some of the stuff that are in that color pie. Next up, we have Valley Rotcaller, a black and 1 for a 1/3 Squirrel Warlock with Menace. When it attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of other squirrels, bats, lizards, and rats you control. So he's another one of the creatures, the typal creatures that. And that typal cycle is something that was spoken about in the Rosewater spoilers. So that's what he meant by the different typal things. It cares about other types as well. So next up we have Head of the Homestead. 2 hybrid green, white, and 3 for a 3/2 rabbit citizen. When it enters, you create 2 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens. So this rabbits making rabbits. Then we have Shrike Forest. So a white and 2 for a 1/3 bird knight Flying, Double Strike, and Vigilance. So this is a guy you want to pump up. You want to do things with this guy. He has Double Strike, Flying, and Vigilance. He sounds like fun. Next up, we have Beza, the Bounding Spring, which is another one of the kind of calamity cards. He's the white one. So 2 white and 2 for a 4/5 elemental elk. When it enters, create a treasure token if an opponent has more lands than you. Gain 4 life if an opponent has more life than you. Create 2 1/1 blue fish creature tokens if an opponent controls more creatures than you. And draw a card if an opponent has more cards in hand than you. This thing could do all sorts of things. Next up, we have another one of the reimagined Planeswalkers in Nissa Who Shakes the World at 2 green and 3 for a 5 loyalty legendary Planeswalker Nissa. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional green mana. Pay 1 loyalty, plus 1 loyalty. Put 3 1/1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control. Untap it. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste. That's still a land. -8 loyalty, you get an emblem with lands you control, have indestructible. Then search your library for a number of forest cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So that's Nisha Who Shakes Her Froggy. Next up, we have Necro Squirrel Lily, Liliana of the Dark Realms. So 2 black and 2 for a 3 loyalty legendary Planeswalker Liliana. Plus 1 loyalty, search your library for a swamp card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. -3 loyalty, target creature gets +X/+X or -X/-X until the turn where X is the number of swamps you control. And -6 loyalty, you get an emblem with swamps you control. Tap it to add 4 black mana. Now it doesn't seem too hard to get to that point. And in your squirrel deck, you're going to have squirrels defending her, and so that's going to be fun too. Then we have a reprint in Runaway Together. So a blue and 1 for an instant reads, choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Turn those creatures to their owner's hand. Then we have Repel Calamity. For a white and 1, you get an instant that reads, destroy target creature with power or toughness 4 or greater. I call this a Rule 36 card because it's just a copy of other cards they created with just a minor little tweak. There's no creativity here. I mean, while it's a good card, it's lazy. Lazy. That's something that I don't like. And I said I wouldn't harp on cards unless they deserved harping on. And this card deserves harping on because it's lazy It's lazy card creation strategy. There's no creativity. It's just a it's just a copy of cards we've seen in the past that we just slap another name on it and call it that. So people won't howl. The reprint mongers won't howl and moan and complain. You've got to do better, Wizards. Next up, we have Ruthless Negotiation. Black mana for sorcerer read, target opponent exile cards from their hand. The spell was cast from a graveyard to draw a card. And you could use flashback for a black and 4. Then we have another one of the returning ones. This also is one of the cards that's going to be found only in the Commanders and the Collectors. This is Chatterfang Squirrel General. A nice reprint. Definitely needed. It definitely needed the reprint for this set. So, Chatterfang Squirrel General, which we saw in Modern Horizon 2, is a green and 2 for a 3/3 legendary squirrel warrior with Forest Walk. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, create those tokens plus that many green squirrel tokens are created instead. Pay a black mana, sacrifice X squirrels. Target creature gets +X -X till end of turn. And it will come in full art versions. You can find and in the special anime version, which has the raised foil. So next up we have Clement the Worrywart. So a green, a blue, and 1 for a 3/3 legendary frog druid with vigilance. Whenever Clement the Worrywart or another creature you control enters, turn up to one target creature you control with lesser mana value to its owner's hand. Frogs you control have tapped to add a green or a blue. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells. Hoo-haw. So your frogs are now mana dorks. Hoo-haw. Except we have Dream Dew Entrancer. So a green, a blue, and 2 for a 3/4 frog wizard with reach. Dream Dew Entrancer enters, tap up to one target creature, put 3 stun counters on it. If you control that creature, draw 2 cards. So tap on a creature, putting 3 stun counters on it. Another thing for the Rosewater spoilers. So hoo-haw, this guy does some interesting stuff. So next up is Tender Wild Guide. A green and 1 for a 2/2 Possum Druid with Offspring 2. Tap a mana of any color, or tap a plus one, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Hoo-ha, so that's, yeah, I can be down with that. Mana Dork, and you can put, you can pump it up. Next up we have Kidnap, which is 2 blue and 2 for an enchantment that reads, you can gift a card. So if you choose to do this to an opponent's creature, you can draw the they draw a card. Enchanted creature, Kidnap enters, tap enchanted creature. If a gift wasn't promised, put 3 stun counters on it, and you control the enchanted creature. So this is really kind of an interesting card, and we're at 21 minutes, so this will be my last one, because even giving the guy card draw, if you don't want him to have that card draw, they can put you put 3 stun counters on this. So you tap the creature, and if you know that they're going to remove this enchantment, they can't use their creature for 3 turns. But it also, that also counts, about creatures that you care that are tapped. If you want to keep a creature tapped that they have, yeah. So hoo-ha, we're at 22 minutes. We're going to say we'll see you on the next video.